Welcome to Business in Grey. I'm your host, Sharon Skelly, and we are here in downtown Owen Sound with Stephanie Termier at All Things Tea.
Hi, Sharon.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You have a beautiful shop here, and when you say all things tea, you really mean all things tea.
I do.
Now, the focus is tea and tea accessories, and when you walk into the shop, the smell is just wonderful. The aroma is tea and cinnamon and all sorts of beautiful things. And I don't know, you've got the front part of the shop is focused mainly on tea and tea accessories, and you have one wall of tea. There's canisters of all sorts of beautiful tea leaves, tea, what would you call them? Tea, loose teas.
Loose teas.
Cans of loose tea, and you have bags of tea too, with tea bags.
I have a small selection of tea bags. They don't seem to sell quite as well as the loose leaf tea.
Yes, the trend now is loose tea.
Yes.
In fact, I remember when my grandfather's been passed away for years, but he was 90 when he died, and that was years ago. He used to drink loose tea, green tea, and a tea ball, and I always remembered that. And now people are doing that all the time.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned that you now bring in tea and you do your own tea in canisters and that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Being an independent, I can source out different teas from many different suppliers. And so we've just started doing our own tins of tea. This is the Lapsang Souchong.
Black tea.
It's a black tea. So it's great. We'll have most of our teas will be available in our own packaging.
Now, I'm not a real tea connoisseur, as we were talking earlier. I like coffee, but tea comes in black tea. There's green teas, and that is it.
There's white tea as well.
Yeah. So you have all of those teas.
I do. Yeah.
And when is black teas the strongest?
Yes.
Strongest tea. So you have a different variety of black teas here?
Yeah. The Lapsang Souchong is a very smoky flavor. The Pu'er is a traditional Chinese tea. It has lots of health benefits. It naturally lowers cholesterol, and it's good for circulation. There's green teas. I have Japanese green teas as well as Chinese green teas. They're also very helpful. And yeah.
Now you have something here that you're going to start preparing for us. And these are?
These are the blooming teas. So the really cool thing about these is it starts off as this little hand-tied ball that looks very interesting. And you put it into your boiled water, and it takes about 10 minutes. And it will bloom into a flower.
Now, do you need to have a special teapot for this, or can you just use? You want to see it.
You want to see it.
You want to get.
Yes.
That's part of the experience is seeing the blooming tea.
Yes.
But you could do this at home in a regular teapot.
You could. You wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
If you're not a tea drinker and you don't have a clear teapot, if you have a coffee carafe,
right?
A clear mixing bowl.
Oh, okay.
Or worst comes to worst, you could probably get away with a large mason jar.
Good idea. But I mean, in a beautiful teapot like this, the experience and having it with your friends.
Yep. So they're all jasmine tea based. You have to like drinking flowers because the scent is very strong.
Yeah.
It has very strong floral scent.
And you have a variety of these on hand too, I noticed.
Yes, there are a dozen different ones that you can buy, and they all have a slightly different flower in them. Again, they're all jasmine based, but then the flower does affect the flavor a little bit.
Now, just for our viewers, how much would one of these cost? Because they come they come separately, right?
Yes,
you buy them separately. I saw you have a beautiful showcase with them all separated. And how much would one? Now, this one is what is it?
This is the Friendship Blossom.
Friendship Blossom.
Yes.
And how much would one of these
They are
cost?
$2.49 each.
So that's not a lot to pay for the experience, and it would be fun to do with your children or with your girlfriends or your mom.
That's
that would be fun too.
Yeah.
And then the tea tastes very nice too after.
It does.
Yes. And you don't put milk or anything in it. You just drink it. I guess you'd say black, but clear.
Clear.
Yeah. So that's. Oh, you have a couple others here with you.
So I also brought up. This is Friendship Blossom. This is a Heavenly Bliss.
Heavenly Bliss.
Yeah. And again, it's tied. You can see that the string is tied. These are all hand tied.
And where do they come from?
These are imported from China.
They're from China.
Yes.
Yes. I've had one with a friend, and they are lovely. And it's so wonderful to watch.
It is.
And we're going to be able to see it by the end of the show. So we've covered the tea that you have, but you also have lots of tea accessories. What kind of things would you have to go with your tea?
I have lots of infusers. I have cups. I have travel mugs. What else do I have?
I notice you have tiny accessories that make the tea drinking experience a lot easier. You have these little clips. I notice that they're sort of a rubber, and they're all funny colors, and there's butterflies, and what was the other one?
There's snails and rabbits.
Snails and rabbits, and they sit on the side of your teacup, and you can wrap if you have a bag of tea with the string on it, you wrap the string around, and you can sit your bag of tea still in your cup, but you've got the tea bag wrapped, and they're so cute. They're adorable, and they're not very expensive.
No, they're not.
They'd be a great gift.
Yes, absolutely.
They'd be a great gift, or just a gift, or a gift for yourself, as I say. Buy the gift for yourself. You also have things that are they're not necessarily for tea, but they're used for every day.
Yes. I have about over 50 local artisans' works in the store. One of the really great ones that people love
idea
is the bowl cozy. It's a piece of fabric. You put your food in the bowl, you stick it in the microwave, and then when it comes time to come out, you don't burn your fingers.
Who hasn't tried to grab their stuff out of without, which is not a good idea, or they've used a tea towel, or it's just not the best idea.
That's
right.
But
this is done by local artists?
Yes. She's from Hanover area. She does great sewing projects. She's made these in casserole dish size as well. The beautiful thing about them is if you happen to boil over, you simply take it out and throw it in the washing machine. And
she's using up scraps of material from her other projects, so she's not throwing things out, where she's reusing.
That's right.
We're reusing. And, because otherwise we might be using paper, paper towel or something, so it's really less garbage. Right?
That's right.
Great idea, and you were mentioning it could be shipped easy.
These, because they are so lightweight and foldable, they've made great gifts. I know some that have gone out west. I know some that have gone down east.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yes, it's perfect.
And another gift for a friend or yourself.
Or yourself.
Always think of ourselves.
In the store too.
Yes. Oh yes, really. It's such a wonderful idea.
It is.
And as you were saying, you have gifts that other artisans. There's art on the wall. There's jewelry. You have to come in to experience it, because there are so many great items in here, and it's all local artists. Support your local artists. That's what we like to do here. There's knit, crochet, there's baby items, hats. They're so cute.
Yes,
I saw some owls. Darlene was saying you have to have owls. I said I have to have grandchildren. I shouldn't say that on air, but this is an owl, and it is, what is this? A crochet?
It's a little baby blanket.
And it is so soft.
It is.
And it's crocheted, and it's absolutely beautiful, done by a local artist, and the price you can't beat.
No.
I don't know if I should say the price on here, but I will say that it is very reasonably priced. In fact, the work that goes into this,
yes.
I just can't imagine. There's different kinds of wool. There's different, just going in and doing putting in the different colors of wool.
That's right.
There's buttons. It's adorable. Really.
Yes, it is.
And so you also have here stuff for coffee, being a coffee drinker.
Yes.
You've got coffee mugs. You've got coffee, Melita.
The Melita,
has the individual coffee travel mugs, but you've got the
pour-over filter on
pour-over
top.
Filters, and those are great too.
Yes, they are.
For single cups. So you've got all those sorts of things, but you also have here another art piece. It's a handbag.
This is a handbag.
Lovely.
It is very nice. She does beautiful work. Again, this is the same lady that does the bowl cozies.
The price is...
Yes.
It's very, very reasonable. And for any woman that loves handbags.
That's right.
This could be for an adult, could be for a little girl.
Yes, absolutely.
It's ageless, but it's also beautiful. And the price, as I said, it's very reasonable.
They are, yes.
But not only that, we've gone from crafts, handiwork, we've gone from coffee, tea. You also carry products from local vendors from the market.
Yes, we have
And
local
can you tell
honey.
us about that?
We have Sunnyside honey. Richard also sells at the Saturday market.
So if you can't get it there,
If you can't get it there, you
come
can get
in
it here.
during the week.
That's right. Since he's only there on Saturday, you can get your honey here Tuesday to Friday. We have Dutch Stroopwafels now.
Stroopwafels are so good.
They're not quite as local. They come from Norwich.
Yeah, they're you can hand make them, but they're a lot of work.
Yes.
And if people don't know what stroopwafels are, they are like a little. They look like a waffle, but they're a Dutch cookie, sort of cookie.
Yep.
They're very, very tasty.
They are.
Yes.
Yes. And they're also available in gluten-free, which has been a big seller in the store.
Gluten-free stroopwafels.
Yes.
Now that's something.
Yes.
And what else? Oh, you have all sorts of like condiments.
Yeah, I have
Sauces and.
I have some remaining Pickle Guy products. Unfortunately, she stopped wholesaling, but I do have Uncle Richard's maple syrup. They're from Priceville.
So a lot of local products like
Yes.
that. You also hold workshops.
That's something that we're trying to start and get running. I'm hoping to do at least one a month. We've done the Blushing Bunny face skincare products.
Blushing Bunny is quite an up-and-coming small business now. They do stuff for people and
animals, yes.
Well, every
Yes.
animal needs to pamper him or herself.
That's right.
They do things like stuff for their paws and stuff for their claws,
Yes.
paws and claws,
Yes.
and they do stuff for their bath products too, like for their
She might be getting into
shampoos
that.
and
Yes,
things like that.
Yes, She does mainly skincare products, but we've done a couple of her workshops, and we're hoping if the weather cooperates tomorrow, we're doing a wrap bracelet. And next, on the 26th, I also have a Love Potion necklace workshop.
Love Potion. Well, that might be something that a few people I know could partake in because, Love Potions never hurt. I mean,
That's
they may
right.
not work, but, we've got to try everything we can.
Absolutely.
So, you really have done well. And now, where are you located?
We are at 279 10th Street East in the historic Chicago building.
The Chicago building. And you're located pretty well central downtown, so
Yes.
people can, if you live downtown, you can walk here or you can park. And if you're driving through downtown, I mean, it's a great spot for people driving down
Yes.
or coming through. If you're a tourist coming through downtown, you've got a great location. You can also come in and enjoy a cup of coffee.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, I need my coffee. Come in, have a cup of coffee and tea. Look around. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to enjoy when you come into All Things Tea. Support a local business because you really are have something for everyone.
That's right.
Children are welcome. And, really, I think that you've got a great future here.
Thank you.
And because you support local businesses, it's a great place to shop at.
Yeah.
So come in and visit All Things Tea. I'm sure there's something for everyone. And join us again next time on Business in Gray. I'm your host, Sharen Skelly.
Like the stuffed peppers, cholamade, and of course the Hungarian paprika. You can't not have fresh Hungarian paprika without it being Hungarian. And I brought in some different noodles that we grew up with, especially the chiga noodles.
Chiga noodles. Now, what are they?
It's just a special egg noodle that is rolled, and it's great in chicken noodle soup.
I was going to say, it looks
Yes.
like it would be good in soup or stews.
Yes.
It's kind of like the Italian rice that they use in the chicken soups, and it looks kind of like that. Yes.
And then also here are the famous
The
cabbage
famous
rolls.
cabbage rolls.
Yes.
If you belong to the Facebook page, you see the cabbage rolls are quite well. They're a special of yours. And can you get them every day? Every time you come in?
I try to keep them in stock. They're a hot item, so I make them at least once a week. And I sell them 2 in a pack, and they're baked with sauerkraut in the pan, so I layer it between.
Oh.
So it makes them really tasty. Plus, there's lots of smoked bacon in there.
Oh, that sounds good. They're a little bit different. I'm used to the Ukrainian cabbage rolls, and they don't have the sauerkraut part of it.
That's
So
right.
That's what makes them different.
And that's what's fun to talk about because everybody does have their special own way of making it.
Yeah.
like in Germany and Hungary, Austria. They're all a little bit different.
Yeah, Eastern European countries. Yes, they all have their different take on cabbage rolls.
Yes, exactly.
So you do have a freezer, and you have a lot of different items in there. What other kinds of main dishes would you have in there for people to come in and look at?
Well, that is my main focus here, is the prepared foods. So we have the cabbage rolls, lasagna. I do meaty lasagna or roasted vegetable.
Oh.
There's farmer's meatloaf, which is one of my favorites. It's a little 1 pound meatloaf. That's great if you slice it up. It's great on a sandwich.
I was going to say, it's good as a main course, but it makes a great sandwich.
Yeah,
a lot of us grew up with that, having meatloaf sandwiches. Comfort food.
Exactly. That's what everything is here, is comfort food, because I use a lot of bacon, sour cream, butter.
Vegetarians, cover your ears. But you also offer vegetarian or vegan entrees too.
I'm trying to broaden my menu with those items.
Yes, I've noticed there are a couple in there in the freezer, so that it's not necessarily just for people that will eat meat. There are some vegetarian offerings. I noticed on the shelves you have gluten-free offerings too.
Yes. A lot of customers have been requesting those items. So I do carry products from Creative Choices from Jen. So she comes in about once a week and brings her products. And then I'm also trying to source out different companies that make gluten-free products, because I'm not a gluten-free facility here, so I cannot promote that. I do have some items that don't have flour in them, but yeah, I have some different pastas and sauces. So
yeah, there was one item you had that was made with peas. It was a pasta, I think it was.
Oh, there's the kale and
yeah,
the
that was interesting.
Pasta.
Yeah, it'd be good to try.
Yeah.
And there again, it could be for vegans if they wanted to try that as a dish. So there are very interesting items on the shelves. Another thing I noticed was you're trying to source either local or regional, or at least Ontario items and products in your store.
Yes, so I look for things that I really like, and Wildly Delicious is one of the products from Toronto.
I like that. And tell the story about how you got interested in that brand.
I went on a road trip, and I was reading Emily Carr's diary, and she was complaining about the mud and the rain. It was being cold, so she just took off her boots and she walked barefoot in the mud. And she said, "Go with nature. She's easy and delicious." So that stuck in my head. And then when I seen the Wildly Delicious brand name, I was instantly drawn to it. And the company makes wonderful sauces and jams and dips. And I love their attitude. Everything has a funny little side to it. And I'm the Nutty baker, so the funnier the better.
That's right. And you have a brand of is it a Caesar mix?
Yes.
And I love the label on that.
Miss Mary's.
Yes, and I love the label. And you said that's what we think we look like after we've had one. I can't vouch for that we actually look like that after we have one. But you have some really great products, and you have some from locally. You have some from Wyerton.
Yes, Laura from Cottage Country North. She makes a lot of fantastic sauces and jams as well. Hot Mamas are from Aurelia, and they focus on the red pepper jelly and then hot products. Miner's Maple Syrup, they're from Kemble. Kemble is one of my favorite spots for hiking on the Bruce Trail, so I was drawn to that company there. And Georgian Bay Honey, they're just from down the road.
Yes, Georgian Bay Honey.
Wonderful couple. So.
And then you have some stuff from items from Guelph, and then you have some from Toronto. But I can't help but say that you do some wonderful baking, because we have in front of me, which one of my favorite scones is blueberry, and this one looks lovely. So this is one of your most popular scones, right?
Yes, it has been very popular. You never know, because I just moved to Owen Sound, and these are all the products that I have made for a long time. So when I opened the doors, I didn't know what Owen Sound's going to like, but they were drawn to this blueberry scone.
Well, I can see why. I think I will purchase one and take it home to have with my coffee later. So this is one of your big sellers, blueberry scones. And you have here a really wonderful idea, grab-and-go squares. Tell me about what you have, the variety you have here. It looks like you have, they look like chocolate chip cookie squares.
Hello Jollies.
Hello Jollies. And then you have date squares.
Yes, that's a classic.
A classic, but so wonderful. And they can be, are they vegan?
No.
No, they're not vegan. Okay. They look like chocolate brownie. Fudge brownie. And then, I don't know what you call, everybody calls those different names. They've got, you know, the colored marshmallows. What do you call them?
We call them confetti squares.
Confetti squares, okay. Oh, they're so good. And then you have, they look like trail mix.
Yes, those are granola bars. That's my favorite granola bar. It's a peanut butter with Rice Krispies, oats, sunflower seeds, chocolate chips. So there's no flour in those, and they're sweetened with Georgian-based honey.
Oh, great. So they'd be good to take on a hike.
Definitely.
Or if you're at work and you want to grab a bite, you know, if you're getting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon when you all fall asleep at your desk. Not that that happens very often. You do some other baking. You do all of these in squares too that you could divide up and serve at tea or coffee. Take to work on, you know, days that you have to bring something to work. But you do apple tart. Crumbles.
Yeah, apple crumble tarts.
Apple crumble tarts. They're delicious too, and I see a little tray of them behind the camera, so I think they'd be good to take 1 or 2 home. But you do cupcakes.
Cupcakes, Black Forest cupcakes.
They all look wonderful. Cupcakes. I thought a vouch for that. I've seen them. Carrot
cupcakes, yes. So everything is like a classic recipe, traditional comfort food, like you said. But our biggest thing here are the cream puffs.
Cream puffs, yes. And there are some cream puffs baking in the back, and we're going to have a demonstration on how you fill them and get them ready to have somebody just enjoy them with coffee, tea, or children love them. And I guess you could say that you're really busy all the time preparing all these things, but you also, in addition to running the shop, running the food shop, you do some catering.
Yes, we just started, and we do sandwich platters, and I have a few options. You can get them on Kaiser's, pretzel buns, a sliced bread, or we can make tea sandwiches too. Those have become really popular.
Do you cut the crusts off?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
See, I like the crusts on, but some people like them off, so I used to, my sister would eat the crust, and I would. But yeah, that's great. And you just call?
Yeah, I would love just for a couple days' notice,
Lead
just
time,
to make sure we have all the fresh ingredients.
Right.
Because we make everything here, and
you make the bread too?
No.
You source it out.
Yeah, that's one thing that we do not do.
Because I mean, you can only do so much.
Well, it's funny that you say that because a lot of people still come in looking for bread.
Well,
and,
that could be another day. I mean, you've only been open 4 months. But you do make sandwiches at lunchtime, too.
We do.
You do the sandwiches. People can come in. Now, the one other thing that you're going to be, before we run out of time, you're going to be doing a special this summer for people that are either local, wanting to come in and grab a sandwich or a lunch. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. I'm really excited about this.
It sounds great. I mean, I'm going to do it.
This is our picnic basket. So you can come in and you get a cooler bag, and you can pick out 2 drinks, 2 sandwiches, 2 bars that you've seen on the counter, a salad, and a colorful tablecloth, utensils, napkins, and it all comes in a cooler bag. So you can take it to your favorite spot in Owen Sound.
Right, and you can keep the cooler bag. And if people prefer, they can bring their own utensils and a cloth, and you know, they don't have to take that with them. Great idea. We don't know the price yet, but I'm sure it'll be reasonable because we haven't got that far yet. But it's great for people coming to the area if they've been in a rush and they've been packing up the kids and they don't want to worry about that, or they want to just get something really fresh by the time they get here and they want to go to Sauble Beach, or if they want to go and look at any of, like Harrison Park, any of the trails, it'd be great. Thanks very much for spending time. We could spend another hour just talking about this great place. You have a Facebook presence, so if anyone wants to check out the Nutty Baker, they have a great Facebook page. I follow it, and every day I think I've got to go and have one of those tarts. I've got to have a cupcake. Oh, that looks good. Just check them out on Facebook, Nutty Baker's Food Shop. You can call at 519-376-0088 if you want to book a nice catering event, or one of those nice fancy tea sandwiches for a shower or something, or www.nuttybakers.com. I wish you well. This is a great place, and it was nice meeting you, Anna. And join us next time on Business in Grey here on Rogers TV. Bye for now.